He's dying to save mankind. Let's talk about the brand new Bong Joon-ho directed film. It's Mickey 17. As with this film, it is set in a future that is about this man who signs up to be an expendable for this crew that is pretty much traveling in space to another planet to pretty much repopulate that. But as an expendable, he is this disposable worker that whenever he dies, he gets cloned. So with him being an expendable, he is pretty much like a lab rat, a worker in harsh environments, and all that type of stuff. And with this film, it stars Robert Pattinson in the lead. As him as Mickey, well, most of these versions of Mickey is just fascinating. And what he does plays multiple versions of Mickey, but mostly Mickey 17 and Mickey 18. And his performances as those two versions of Mickey was very interesting and unique as they were different for one another. As pretty much the main Mickey, well, Mickey 17, he is a bit of a scaredy cat. As with Mickey 18, he is a little bit more harsher. In a way, he is like the evil twin. So how Robert Pattinson was able to play those two, he did that perfectly well as they were just different for one another, but yet both of them stood out and was unique. Robert Pattinson is probably one of the best actors currently for our generation, and it shows in this. As with this film, it also stars Naomi Aki, Steven Yeun, Toni Collette, and Mark Ruffalo, and each one of them did give amazing performances. Naomi's chemistry with Robert Pattinson was pretty good. With Steven Yeun, he is pretty much amazing in everything he's in. And with Toni and Mark's characters, they are pretty much the antagonists. And they did great playing the antagonists because you hate them throughout the film. But with Mark Ruffalo's role in the film, it heavily stood out. As you can tell, he took inspiration from a certain someone. But with how this film is, this is a sci-fi film. That is pretty much a dark comedy because this has its dark moments, its comedic moments, and like how they have this ship, how like they have this frozen planet with these alien creatures. It showed off that pretty well, as it was interesting, it was unique, and with the whole cloning stuff, it was just all pretty interesting to see how it all plays out on screen. As some of the deaths are pretty creative, some of it were pretty brutal. But with how the comedy was in this film, it was pretty funny. Robert Pattinson can be hilarious. As I was reading that he took inspiration from Dumb and Dumber with some of the stuff, and it shows, and it worked. And with certain stuff that's going on in the film, it could get a bit chaotic at times. Such as having two Mickeys around, these aliens, the dictator Mark Ruffalo character. And I believe it portrayed most of that perfectly well. However, a few flaws is that I do wish it focused a bit more on the clones at times. And also I do wish that I did more with some of the side characters. Because there were some side characters in this film that were pretty interesting. But I think they could have had more. But regardless of all that, Mickey 17 was a great film to watch. It is another great Bong Joon-ho film, and it is another great Robert Pattinson film. He deserves the Academy Award for Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor for this film. Overall, I really enjoyed this film, but have you seen Mickey 17? If so, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below, and follow me for more.